Hello and welcome to an episode of Rantz Live. It's Crisandro, of course, and this is it's going to be the first draw of the season. Well, hopefully one of many, because we want to go far in this competition, don't we? It's the EFL Cup, and going to be an interesting one because this is going to be the first time that we've been in round two of this competition for the first time in about 17 years because usually the teams that qualify for Europe get an automatic pass into the third round. And as we know, painfully, we missed out on Europe last season because we finished in eighth place in the league and not kind of where we want to be. And also ended up trophyless, as you know. I don't need to tell you that because you're all Spurs fans, you all know all about it. So it's going to be, the first time at this early stage of the competition, first time in a while in our history, and it's going to be an interesting one. New management, of course. It's Ange Postecoglou in charge, as you all know, and we've had a very interesting pre-season, haven't we? I think we've played a good number of games. One, we could say two decent games, West Ham and Barcelona. Both of those games we played entertaining football, but ended up losing. Which I guess is good in terms of fitness. The team was getting progressively better and better as things were going on, as games were going on. Didn't do too badly against West Ham. We lost 3-2, didn't we? And then Lion City's Sailors, who were our second opponents, supposed to be Leicester. And speaking of Leicester, they've just gone through to the Carabao Cup second round. They've just beat Burton in a local affair 2-0. So they're in the hat in the northern section. But that Leicester game, as you know, was cancelled due to a waterlogged pitch in Thailand. If you saw my video while I was in Hungary on my way to Singapore, you'll know that that was cancelled at the time. And people who know that who've seen those videos will know that I didn't make it all the way to Singapore. Some issues in terms of traveling, in terms of getting a visa in Abu Dhabi to travel on to India, didn't work out. But so I had to come back and watch the game with you guys on the TV, and it wasn't too bad a game against Lion City Sailors. Although again conceded conceded a goal. We haven't kept a clean sheet as yet, which is an interesting one. But we are getting progressively better, and our attacking play is becoming better as well. We scored 5 against Lion City Sailors, and then we scored 5 again against Shakhtar Donetsk, which was our last home game. Only home game, I should say, in this preseason. And then yesterday, you would have seen that we played Barcelona, and at times played them off the pitch. We completely dominated that game for around about 80 minutes, only to end up losing 4-2 in the end. But it was a good exercise, leading 2-1 with 5 minutes to go. But we left a number of our players out, and so this is where we are now. They're currently doing the draw for the northern section. And I can keep you abreast of that if you fancy, but as the northern section doesn't really bother us too much. But I'll just let you know how the draw pans out. The numbers at the bottom, as you can see, we are number 18. That's our ball. There's still one more game to go, which is the QPR against I can't remember who it is. QPR against Norwich, I think it is, and Leicester have just drawn away to Tranmere, so that's the first 2 names out of the hat there. So that will be sorted out next week. I'm not quite sure why there is a delay. I think there must be fixture congestion at this early stage. But that is a tie to be sorted out. So they are number 24, as you can see in the number there. So who would you fancy? Who would you like to see in the draw, though? I mean, me personally, I would, because I live down south and live in southern Hampshire, I would say probably the easiest tie would be Portsmouth away for me. So if I see 13 and 18 coming up, I'll be more than happy. That's how I see it. But I know that a lot of people want a home draw, a tasty home draw, a decent home draw. But Chelsea, who also missed out on Europe last season after finishing in the bottom of, no, did they finish 11th? Yeah, bottom of the table. I didn't see the other draw there, but I know Tranmere Leicester has come out. Harrogate has just been drawn there, and they take on Blackburn. That should be an interesting one. I didn't see the other team. I do apologise. So yeah, Chelsea are the side that actually really don't want to. Yeah, why not? Why not? Why fear anybody? I was going to say, yeah, you really don't want to meet at this early stage, but yeah, why not? I mean, the last time we got to a final, got to the final of this competition, we beat Chelsea in the early stages, didn't we? In the third round, I think it was. Beat them on penalties. I know I was in lockdown, but it was brilliant. And Lamella causing all kinds of shithousery on that day as well. That was good. That was good. Wish it was there. Let's say, no, that was good. Lampard in charge there. Stoke Rotherham's just been drawn out there. So I haven't seen Stoke in top flight for a long time. That used to be like our favourite away ground because we used to go there and score 4. Ryan Reynolds will be interested in this one. Wrexham, we got through on penalties against Wigan yesterday, I think it was. They've been drawn out and they'll take on Bradford. So I mean, Wrexham are just going to enjoy this run and while they're in the in League One right now, aren't they? So they're going to enjoy it. Doncaster Rovers just been drawn out, and they'll be at home too. Martin O'Neill thinks he's very funny. They'll be at home to Everton. So yeah, Everton. Not quite sure what to make of Everton this season. They'll be one of those dark horses, won't they, for a top half of the table kind of finish. Bolton, that's a name from the past. I haven't seen them in the top flight for a long time as well. Bolton, they've drawn Middlesbrough. That used to be a big Premier League game, didn't it? Once upon a time. Bolton versus Middlesbrough. But it's both sides in the Championship now. Port Vale, I have a colleague at work who's a big Port Vale fan, so he's gonna love that one there. And they're at home to Crewe. You know, that should be that'll be an interesting tie. I'm sure he would love that one. Message there come through. Hey there from Facebook. This is a simulcast going out to all corners of Facebook and all corners of YouTube. So people in the Facebook group, they'll be able to view this live because I know that a few people won't be able to get this live broadcast of the draw. So this has been put on specially. Sheffield Wednesday have just been drawn at home there. And there's also going out live on the YouTube channel as well. I'm going to try and take that up to the next level on YouTube. Sheffield Wednesday versus Mansfield. So I think Brian Clough's son there is going to be happy with that one. So I hope you're all good. Let us know, what do you fancy? Who do you fancy Spurs playing there? Time for Sooth or South. We shall see. Wolves Blackpool's has been drawn out there. Just kind of wait for them to get to the second, the southern half, because this is just long. Sheffield United have just been drawn out at home. Sheffield Wednesday were at home before in the previous draw there. So Sheffield United, they will take on Lincoln City. So yeah, that concludes the draw for the northern section. To be honest, I wasn't really keeping check on that. It's a northern section, doesn't really bother us. But just to clarify the full draw there: Tranmere Leicester, Salford City Reds versus Leeds. Interesting one. Warder Roses there. Harrogate Blackburn, Stoke Rotherham, Wrexham versus Bradford, Doncaster Everton, Bolton Middlesbrough, Port Vale versus Crewe, Nottingham Forest versus Burnley. That's an interesting one. Forest apparently we're linked with their forward Brennan, so who knows? Sheffield Wednesday versus Mansfield, Wolves Blackpool, and Sheffield United versus Lincoln. I have kind of purposely decided not to talk about Harry Kane because I know that a lot of channels will be doing that about his draw right now. Because, as you know, if you followed everything I've said before, if he stays, fine. If he goes, fine. I'm expecting him to leave anyway. Meaning he did try and force that move, didn't he, 2 years ago to go to Manchester City? So if he stays, great. If he goes, we'll have to, I mean, hopefully, if he does go, then we'll have to get that sorted out. But here is a southern draw. So this is the one that we're interested in. Me, I want Portsmouth away. And number 21 has just been drawn out. That's Bristol City. And they will play number 24. That's QPR or Norwich. So that should be an interesting one. I just had a comment there. What do I think of Mickey van der Ven to Spurs? Yeah, good signing. I mean, it wasn't that long ago he was playing in the Southern League, and oh, that's great. My feet's just gone down there. It wasn't that far long ago he was playing in the Southern League. Plymouth have been drawn out, and they'll play number 5, Crystal Palace. It wasn't long ago he was playing in the lower leagues in the Netherlands. So it shows how far he has risen. Reading have just been drawn out, number 14. And I would say good young player, very fast and very calm, number 23. So that's Reading versus Ipswich. And age is on his side. He's only 22 years old, so he will grow into it. Number 13, Portsmouth. Just had the question there. Who do I want Portsmouth to draw? This is right here. Portsmouth. I've just been drawn out, and next ball out is number 11. So Portsmouth versus Peterborough. So there we go. The chance of a local draw. I mean, I would have had all friends and family come to go to that one if that happened. But well, it's going to have to be a home draw now. Luton Town has been drawn out. So that'll be an interesting one because I've never been to Luton's ground. Number 8, so Luton versus Gillingham. Gillingham, who absolutely destroyed Southampton in the previous round, and Southampton, they're going through all kinds of bother at the moment. A message there from Kay. I guess she would have loved to have gone to a Pompey away as well. I just guarantee that. Swansea versus number 1. That's Bournemouth. So another southern side I could have gone to, but yeah, that's been taken away. So Swansea, Bournemouth, that's the draw for that one. That's a draw down there. Number 7 has been drawn out. Fulham. Fancy a trip to Bishop Park, anybody? Or walk through Bishop Park, I should say. 18. It's going to be Fulham versus Spurs. So I want a nice local one because I'll be working that day and I don't think I'll be able to get the time off. But there we go. Fulham versus Tottenham. That's a draw. So we complete that now. Exeter just been drawn out. Exeter City. And they have drawn number 15. And that is Stevenage. Is it Stevenage Borough? Did they go by Stevenage Borough these days? Or just Stevenage? I have no idea. But Exeter versus Stevenage. But the headline there, Spurs are away to Fulham. Wycombe Wanderers, my mum's birth town. And they will play number 16, Sutton United. I would like to have gone to Sutton, man. I would like to have gone to Sutton as well, South London. Not quite sure how I would be able to get there, especially in a short notice. But there we go. So Birmingham City has been drawn out there. And they will take on 22. That's Cardiff City. Those two teams don't really like each other, do they? It stems from hooligan days, obviously. That's the annoying thing there. Aston Villa got a bye because they're in Europe. They pipped us, did they, to the Europa Conference League? That annoyed the hell out of me. Newport County have just been drawn out. And they will draw, I think it's the last ball. They'll draw Brentford. I remember going to Newport in the FA Cup. No, it's not. There's 2 more balls left. In the FA Cup, I think we drew 1-1 in a very, very tense game. That was very weird, that one. Chelsea, the Chavs, the absolute Chavs scum. And they will have an easy draw taking on number 20, Wimbledon. It's a local derby, that one, eh? Chelsea, Wimbledon. I remember that Chelsea used to use Wimbledon's ground for the women's, for the youth team or for the women's team. I can't quite remember, but that's actually that was when Wimbledon shared with Kingstonian. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Kane leaves. Do you think Tottenham would sign Lautaro Martinez? I don't think so. Reason why? Because I don't think he's the type of player that Ange Postecoglou would would like. I don't think he's that kind of player that will press from the front. But anyway, let's complete the draw there. Bristol City versus QPR or Norwich. Plymouth versus Crystal Palace. Reading versus Ipswich. Portsmouth versus Peterborough. The all Blues there. Luton versus Gillingham. Swansea versus Bournemouth. Fulham versus Spurs. So that'll be an interesting one there. Exeter versus Stevenage, Wickham versus Sutton United, Birmingham City versus Cardiff, and then they took away the rest of it. But yeah, but to answer that question there about Lautaro Martinez, I don't think he's the type of player who will press from the front. He's a good goal scorer and he can harangue defenders. He puts his body about and makes it very difficult for defenders. But I don't think he's the type who will actually play in a Postecoglou kind of fashion, really. And you have to remember, he is more Antonio Conte's kind of player. And so, yeah, I don't imagine that when Postecoglou, I mean, the teams that he's had and the players that he's utilized, I don't think any of them have been the Martinez type, have they? I don't think. So that's going to be that'll be probably an overview there. And then the final question there. Hopefully Spurs sign Tapsoba. Looks like everything's gone quiet now, but the way Spurs work is a case of we get all these players, we negotiate with all these different players and agents, get them all lined up in a row, and then we just pick off the ones that we want. So it could be the case that we could still go after Tapsoba, and that could be completed. But it sounds like we are looking at this other Dutch player, Per Bura, I think his name is Bura, from plays in the Dutch league. So it looks like we're probably going for another Dutch defender, I think, as opposed to Tapsoba. I mean, I agree with you. I would prefer Tapsoba because he's a more experienced Burkinabe international, and obviously the experience. He's a calmer version of Romero, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Because Romero, he's like a bull in the china shop. He can be rash at times, but he is a calming influence. And if he did come, you would probably say he could be like captain material, really. But I'm like you. I hope that he's a player that we will sign, but it's all 50-50, really. It might be something that's done on the quiet, but we still have around about 22 days of the transfer window to come. So I know that Bayer Leverkusen will not look to let him go that easily. Not for like cheap money as well. They will ask for the top dollar for him. So yeah, that's my kind of take on those kind of thoughts, really. But yeah, regarding the draw, it's probably the one tie that will be interesting for us, but the one tie that personally, and I guess for like a family and friends, I don't think we want, especially the ones down here in Southern Hampshire. I don't think that was the draw that we would want, especially on it's going to be a Wednesday night, that one, in a few weeks' time. But it's a good draw because Fulham are a good side, and I know they're having their issues with what's his name? Their tall striker, the Serbian striker. I know they're having issues with him because he said that he wants to leave, and so it might be a case that they could be having issues up front for that for themselves. But I think that it is a case that there is probably a good time to play them, especially this early on in the campaign. Do you think the deadline with Kane is the last bid Bayern did for Kane? No, I think they will put in another bid, a bid which will obviously be rejected because if you believe the rumours, if you believe the stories from Fabrizio Romano and Alistair Gold, that we are holding out for 100 million. Bayern Munich are just playing silly buggers if that's the case, because they offered 80, they offer 86, now they only offer 94. Why not offer the 100 million pounds if that's the case? That'll be 120 million euros, I think. If that 86 million was their final offer and they said the deadline is that Friday, and we just ignored it. I mean, Daniel Levy, kudos to him. He went on holiday, didn't he? And I think he's still on holiday now. And just he rejected it from his sunbed in the end. And now apparently they're going to put in another final offer. At what point do you just take them? You just think you ain't serious about this. You ain't serious about this Bayern Munich, you know. And the fact that I know that Kane says that he's not fussed either way if he stays or goes, but the way I see it, if he was that eager to leave for Manchester City before, and he did try and force that move, he's doing it better now in that he's not trying to force the move. He's basically getting his head down and working, and that's fine. And you know, if he goes, he goes. But if he stays, he stays. It is what it is. But yeah, I think that deadline's passed. Bayern Munich had the opportunity, and they flunked it. We're not going to sell now because you know we've got Brentford in a few days' time. It ain't going to happen now. Bayern Munich, they were serious, and if the stories are true that we said, okay, you want to take our player, 100 million to play silly buggers all this way is just a waste of everybody's time. And now it's way too late. It's way too late in the window. I know it's still 20 odd days to go, but it's way too late for us because the season starts in a few days' time. They blew their opportunity. But you know, if this was a few years ago, you know, around the time when Berbatov was playing with us, when Carrick was with us, then yeah, you would have said that we would have sold if Bayern Munich kept on with this pressure and went up to 94 million. We just said, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll sell it. We'll get the money. We'll get the money back. But we're not that club. We're not that club anymore. We're not that club anymore. So would I take Musiala for Kane? There's no way that Musiala. I mean, yeah, Musiala. I mean, I know that he's German, young German international, but he grew up in England and he grew up in London too. So he is a good player. Would I take that? Different kind of player to Kane, obviously, but he has got a ceiling. But the thing is, although Kane is seems eager to go to Bayern Munich, although he's playing at Koi right now, Musiala is not that eager to come the other way, and he's happy at Bayern Munich. I mean, why wouldn't he? I mean, if you've been to Munich, it is beautiful, and especially in the summertime, it is baking hot. In the wintertime, it's kind of crazy, and you know, but it is a gorgeous place. London has this draw as well. You know, I'm not dissing my hometown, but you know, Munich is all that, and so I don't imagine that. Yeah, that Musiala would come. I would like him to come. Definitely, he's a brilliant player, and I know he was a Chelsea youth, wasn't he? But you know, I doubt he would want to come back to England at this point. He's happy at Bayern, so he's playing games for Bayern. But and as he's a different kind of player, he's not an out and out kind of like striker who would or maybe not an out and out striker that we need now with the system that we have because we're fashioning chances now that anybody can now try and score. It's a case of a finisher, and we need a finisher. And we've got Richarlison, who is a finisher, and he will be a finisher in that case. And you saw Dane Scarlett's goal against Shakhtar Donetsk. Brilliant goal, right? So we got the finishers there. It's a case of whether, yeah. So although I'd like him, I can't see him coming. That's a shame, though. But yeah, it will be one of those pipe dreams that I would love. Anyway, so but just to reiterate, the draw has been completed as you've seen, and Spurs will visit Fulham. It's going to be got to grab the date there, but there will be a Wednesday night game. London derby, and a good chance for us to go as far as we can in the competition. And the way we are playing, once we get everybody buying into it, and I mean buying into it, not the case of I know people would be screaming for defenders and whatnot, but it's a case of the players buying into that belief. And you saw how when we want to diss players, I know Dyer didn't have the best of games, and Porro wasn't obviously the best at right back. And I've said that many times. That's where Emerson should come in, and he will be the number one. Romero will come in as well. At this point in time, alongside maybe Sanchez. Sanchez was brilliant, wasn't he, against Barcelona? But it also got Mickey van der Ven there as well coming through. So, so we will tighten that defense. Just a case of them buying into that strategy, and we will keep more clean sheets. And that's literally what we should aim for, really, to try and keep the opposition out while we attack. And that's what I'm kind of hoping to see. Well, I think Tottenham will beat Fulham. Yes, yes, and that's what I was alluding to just then. That it was a good time to play Fulham. It was Mitrovic. That's his name I was looking for. Alexander Mitrovic. He is having issues. He doesn't want to be at Fulham any longer, and so it might not be a case. I tell you, he might not want to play, but we should be able to handle him. And with our pressing style, we're a good time to play Fulham. We could be a good time to pin them back. We will pin them back, sorry, and we will stop them from playing. And we will fashion a number of chances against that defense, and we will score at least a couple, maybe 3 goals. That's literally all I want to see. So, score prediction. I would say, if everything stays that, well, I mean, it's based on the teams now. I'm not too familiar with who Fulham have brought in, and you're saying 3-0 to Tottenham. As I said, we will score a couple, maybe 3 goals. It's a case of keeping it out, and I'm saying that as the defenders buy in to what Postecoglou wants to do, we will see. I mean, how we're playing, do you agree is a similar style to how Manchester City are playing? Similar style in terms of keeping the ball and in terms of pressing the team, harassing the team, making sure that the opposition don't break our press, and that we keep recycling the ball further up the pitch and keeping the pressure on. That's literally how we're going to do it. It'll be interesting when we play Manchester City, how those two kind of compare. So that will be how we're playing, and I'm going to tell you now that Fulham won't be able to live with us. Will he play against Fulham? Yeah, the game's in a few weeks' time, so yeah, he will play. And once he's acclimatized, yeah, he will play. He is a player that's been bought for the now as well as the future. So yeah, he will play. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. It's been a good stream actually, nice and simple, and nice and easy, and it's good to engage with you all. Thanks for all the questions, and yeah, let us know what you think. Good draw for us, Fulham away, and how do you think we'll do in this competition overall? I know it's all about the luck of the draw and whatnot, but will we win a trophy this season? I gave in the group. I said that I fancied us to have this as a betting in period. And as a betting in period, and then we will go out there and next season, after the season, and we'll actually challenge for honours. So we shall see how it all goes. But thank you all for watching. Spurs away to Fulham in the Carabao Cup. That is the draw. So once again, let us know what you think, and how do you think we'll do in this competition? How do you think we will do this season? And let us know below. Like, subscribe, caress our YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching on YouTube as well, and thank you all for tuning on the Facebook, in the Facebook group. Thank you all again. I can't wait for the all to kick off. I just can't wait for it all to kick off. I'm just out of breath right now. Come on, you Spurs! You'll take care.